Afternoon. How are we all doing? Afternoon, Rahat. Busy old morning again. Busy old morning. Bit of movement, which is quite good. We've got Putin and Scholz speaking in a press conference in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes time, roughly. So just going to obviously hang around and have a look at that because that could be quite interesting. Seeing what is said there now that Putin's decided to pull some of his troops back. We're assuming that's actually happening and not fake news, but hey, what the hell? Can't tell anything these days, can you? Half the things my kids say they learn on YouTube, and we're like, what? Yeah, that's being broadcast live in just over 10 minutes. So be prepared for some market volatility potentially while that's happening. It is live, so we'll see. But yeah, so that could be quite interesting this afternoon, ahead of the open. We've just had the PPI figures. PPI came out as whoops, not been updated. Oh, it says 1%, so better than expected for the US dollar. So of course the US dollar's done nothing but have a little bit of a drop. Afternoon, Trevor. Afternoon, Neo. So yeah, nothing happened on the US off of the PPI news. We've already had so much movement over the last couple of days. I think news is kind of like an afterthought at the moment. So, but yeah, we have got movement down on the US dollar this afternoon. Indices are holding highs at the minute. So we are just holding. We just had a reversal on the Dow. Where's my DAX gone? Down there. What's it doing down there? Yeah, so we're just holding up at the highs, but we are rolling over on all the indices at the moment. We've kind of hit our limit for the day. We're at 125 ADR to 150 ADR on all indices. Afternoon, Diamond. Yep, crazy times. So I'm looking for a short open on the indices today. We'll see what we get. S&P has started coming down faster than the rest, and NAS. So the American indices are coming down quicker. But yeah, so it'd be interesting open today because those guys are speaking in just about 10 minutes now. That's forecast for 2:15. And then market opens at 2:30. So it's all being timed ahead of the New York Open, interestingly enough. So we'll see what happens. Could be a day to make a fortune today. Obviously the indices we've been looking at for potential drops. Not the DAX. Let's have a look at the Dow and everything else. So all these drops, and we were looking for the pullback and continuation. We had 3 down days. We've had a pullback day today. Very convincing, nice pullback day as well. So potentially 3 down, profit take, continuation drop. So we're poised. We've had a really good push up today. So we're poised for potentially a nice reversal off of this. So we'll see what happens at the open. But yeah, tricky, very, very tricky at the moment still. So obviously US dollar not done an awful lot today. We have dropped a little bit in London, but not a massive amount. So still got some downward movement for this fade. But looking for a long US dollar. But at the moment, obviously everything's screwed up, isn't it? So very difficult. I'm flat across the board on Forex. So I am now flat as a pancake. I took the tiny little loss on the H1M5. I just closed out that euro pound for a tiny little loss, 0.03, just to get it flat ahead of this news that's coming in this afternoon. And I'm flat on everything else. So yeah, just flat at the minute while we're waiting for the Ukraine to either happen or not happen. So I will pick it up towards the end of the week, stroke next week. So that's where we are with indices at the moment. Let's have a quick look at FX. I've got a short position on the DAX at the moment, waiting patiently for the open. I'm poised basically to take advantage of the drop. So I've got 1% risk on short at the moment, and I'll be going up to 1.5% risk if we get a push at the open, with a view to coming down here, which will be about 3 to 5% gain. So that's what I'm playing this afternoon on my CFD account. I'm just teed that up because we've started to roll. So obviously the news could just go like that, or it could go like that, or it could do nothing, and then we'll just wait for a normal open, which can obviously go either way. But we've already put in nearly 150 ADR on the DAX during London, and the majority of that was put in half an hour at the open. So it's a 1% risk, which is an absolute lovely risk for a potential 5% gain. So I'm shorting the DAX, but I've already got the position open there, so it'll either stop out or it'll play out either way. So ADRs today, Aussie dollar Swiss, had that one this morning. Aussie dollar Swiss, we came up, tapped in nicely. Let's drop down to 5 minutes. So we tapped up, had a pullback, pushed up, made a new high, put an M pattern reversal in, and at the moment we've just gone sideways on that one. So not really an awful lot of movement on that. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, same thing. We put up a nice M this morning. We just got a nice reversal alert, then a retest, still not gone anywhere. Aussie New Zealand is stuck as you like. Really stuck. It's just in this horrible grindy channel at the minute, not really able to go anywhere. So still waiting for some power up on the New Zealand dollar to pump that one down again. But that's a nice entry to the high, ready for a decent profit take move on that one. Hopefully this is just a liquidity run of Asia. Obviously we had the big move down in Asia, so they've pumped back up, taken all the liquidity of everybody that's shorted during Asia, and now coming back down again. So nice little short that, potentially for today. And the CAD Swiss. So that one couldn't get in, that one at all. It hit ADR, but didn't get a chance to get in. Reversal that was all the way down there. So you'd have to kind of taken price action on that, but there was no clear price action signal at the highs either. So not really anything you could do. So there was no ADRs today. Really, that were very tradable. Aussie Swiss and Aussie New Zealand were okay, but they haven't got anywhere, so nothing really moved on that side of things. 4 hours, nothing, flat as a pancake. We had the Euro Swiss lit up on the 4 hour this morning, and that has sort of pushed and obviously is fizzling. So the entry was obviously down there. It's a difficult trade, and obviously, as I said this morning, looking for shorts on the euro. So if you'd have taken the Euro Swiss long, you'd have got in there, but you haven't gone anywhere. So I'd much rather be looking for shorts. I'd like to see them push up into that area to take a short today, which I said this morning. If we could get up to 125, 150 ADR, I'd be looking for shorts up there, but we've got nowhere near it. Market's just spooked, not really interested at the moment. Everything's flat. Hourly's flat. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody's actually traded anything this morning. Anybody do any M15, M1 trading this morning? Any scalping? It's really difficult at the minute. Not a lot happening at all. So yeah, little bit flat. But we're waiting on Scholz and Putin. Oh, hello, it started. I'm just watching this. If you want to watch this, it's live now. If you want to stick it on another monitor or anything. Basically, this is what's going on at the moment on Euro News. So, big press conference. See what happens there with those two. So, see if we get a fight. But I'm just going to keep an eye on that to see what happens. It's 5:11 in Moscow, is it? Blimey, late in the day there. I can't really hear what's going on. There's no subtitles, so that's not much use, is it? Oh yeah, there is subtitles. Awful subtitles. They're kind of picking up every other word of Putin's. Engineer. To do text, you are with me or not. And remove a sudden he's fortunately. Minced 1 and 1. There is no doubt he's mincing 1 and 1. Oh, brilliant. He's talking away. There's no words coming out of his mouth. But right. The other issues, program in Iran. All right, so that's enough of Ukraine. We're off to talk about Iran now. I'm not sure if I hated... Oh, anyway, yeah. That's no use following the subtitles on that, is it? I've done a bit in the EN and EC. Made a few bucks, but nothing huge yet. What would you target if you were doing M15, M1? Same as usual. Profit. If you're going to trade M15, M1, yeah, I mean, same sort of thing. So if you're looking for here, for example, today, you'd have got in somewhere up here. And M1, you'd have entered on a reversal alert. First alert you had was there. That candle is where you would have entered. Stop above the high. Wherever you want to get out. Still in it. No different. Risk reward is the same. If you're trading M1 or you're trading the monthly chart, risk reward is the same. Whatever your risk is, 1.5 to 2 R plus reward. If you're scalping, yeah, I mean, you get in there, you get it, you stop out there. Your TP is wherever your TP is, wherever you think it's going to go to. Look at support resistance. So for me, that would have been my TP there. I would have probably seen that turning there, and I probably would have got out there. So I probably had a 1 and a bit to 1. Would have hit TP, but no difference. And you can use obviously gaps. We know gaps get filled. Trouble is on M1 you will find a lot of gaps don't get filled for a while because you're trading the chop. You're literally trading dumps of orders. Yeah, same thing. Works on all time frames. This indicator works on all time frames. RSI works on all time frames. If it's extended on M15, you'd have got in somewhere from probably there. Yeah. So anywhere from there onwards, you'd have got in on M1. So you wouldn't have had an alert there. New high was there. So that you wouldn't have had an alert on. You probably would have got in there. Yeah, you would have got in there. That would have been an entry short. That one wouldn't have worked out. And then the next entry was up there, and that one did work out. So same thing, same strategy. Right. So so there's not a lot else happening today until obviously New York Open. RSIs are flat on hourly. RSIs are flat on 4 hourly, and we've got 3 rubbish ADR alerts today. So very, very weak from a trading point of view. This afternoon we have no more news. So we've had our PPI today. Sorry, that's CPI. We've had PPI today. which is obviously positive for the US. So next news is now CPI tomorrow morning for the pound, and then CPI at 1:30 for the CAD, and then off for retail sales and FOMC. So wrong one. No pre-market news. Earnings releases. So we've got Roblox, Airbnb, and Upstart aftermarket. So tomorrow we'll have a good day. Tomorrow afternoon should be really nice, strong day. Lots of aftermarket and pre-market earnings releases tomorrow. So right. So I've set up my new Ninja Trader with my new account for Elite Trader Funding. So if you weren't here this morning, I've started a new evaluation with Elite Trader Funding. I'm taking the 150k eval, so 5k drawdown, 9k target, 180 micros. Woohoo! Let's go 180 micros in one go, shall we, and see if we can pass in one day. I think that might be a bit of a gamble. But yeah, so I've done that one. So I've got my new MT4, my new Ninja Trader set up, ready to go. Which is here. Hopefully that's all on the screen. You can see everything. I can probably move that over. Let me just have a look at the stream to see what Schultz and Putin are saying quickly while I'm waiting. I don't know, very happy those two, do they? In their little press conference. Same setup. I've just gone with white charts. I do prefer white charts to dark charts. So that's what I trade with all the time in MT4. So I'm going white charts. So basically, I've got NASDAQ on here, which is what I'm trading, micros. I've got the S&P here. I've got the Dow here. I've got the daily NASDAQ there and my usual 25 Renko. Just basically trading naked charts with the gap indicator. So just normal price action. But I've brought the Dow up along with the NASDAQ, the S&P rather, so I can see kind of a bit more of a market overview, really, of what's going on in all of these, because you quite often find on earnings you'll find the Dow will suddenly push first, then the S&P will follow, then NAS will follow. So it's just nice to see if one of them goes fast and the other one gets dragged along with it, and this one hasn't moved. It's a nice little indicator that you're probably going to get some movement happening. So yeah, I've put my buttons on the screen just so you can see them, because I normally have these off screen, but I thought I'd stick them on there. And obviously P&L. So done $414 this morning already. So we'll see if we can give that all back to the market this afternoon, shall we? That's what usually happens. Daily. So far on the S&P, obviously we've had this double top put in up here. So this was the previous support. We found support here and bounced off of it, broke through, came up. That was the initial retest, second retest, nice M reversal put in. So market structure at the moment, we are expecting a new low at some point. Big push up so far today. Got a little bit of a gap formed at the high. So we may want to come up and retest today's high and potentially then drop. So we'll see what happens. We've put in a fairly decent sized move already in New York, in London. So difficult to tell direction on it today, but I'd be much more short biased than long at the moment. So we'll see where we go with that one. Obviously, daily on the NASDAQ, we had a very nice doji put in yesterday. So potentially we're putting in a 3-bar reversal here at the moment. But we've got this big wick test that we haven't achieved yet on the NASDAQ. So there's a few little targets at the moment. So 146.17 is a wick test. of yesterday, which is up here. Oh, wrong line. 46.17. So that is a wick test of the previous day. So not the previous day. Sorry, it's this down day here. So where we've got the gap basically. So we're retesting the gap basically where the sellers stepped in. So that is basically upside target today. Obviously, higher the day is initial target. So that would be our first stop. Higher the day. Second stop up there. So there's not a lot of room. So if we do manage to get a push up here today, that's where my kind of short zone is. But I quite fancy going short straight out the gates as well today, because we've put this big, strong up move in, and we are starting to roll over. So looking for shorts basically at some point today, because we've put in such a big, strong, sorry, on the daily, put in such a big, strong move already so far. So, but we don't know what's going on at the moment. Anything can happen today. How long have we got? We've got 7 minutes to go. Just seeing if anything's happening with the markets on that news. Oh, Putin's smiling. Looking like they're having a happy time. Look. Imagine a war in Europe. President has to do obviously about the situation in Ukraine. Cool, but we were witness of Ukraine, Europe, which was created by blah, 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 blah. Tell it what, Bill Graham? Who's he? Of course, he's talking a bit fast now, isn't he? They're having a bit of a smile, aren't they? I think it all looks like it's going well. But no, who's putting the strings behind the scenes there? Yeah, wait for the open and see what happens. Anybody got anything else they want to look at today? Anybody in any trades, any positions that they're in that they want to discuss, or any charts they want to have a look at? Anybody want to know anything about the prop firms, evaluation, futures, questions in general? Pound US dollar is coming down quite nicely at the moment. At the end of London. So coming down, looking like we want to challenge the lows today on that one. Oops, a bit too far. Just stuck in that horrible consolidation range at the moment. We still haven't broken out of this control candle on the daily. So when we pushed up and made this big down, bearish engulfing here, this candle's held. So this is our kind of control at the moment. And you see we're in a very, very, very tight range at the moment on this one, waiting for some explosive action off the US dollar. But not a lot happening on that. Whoops, let me just see how my DAX trade's getting on. Still holding. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that as well. Let me just open that on my other platform. Second. Okay. I'm all set. EG. Yeah, nice bounce out of the propulsion area there. Be looking for it to push up to those highs really. 84, 128. And then continuation drop, but it might not even get there. So if you look at that move, we're kind of entering reversal territory where we are at the moment. So potentially this could turn at any moment, euro pound. Pound's not been particularly strong today. It's not been really anything as most stuff today, but it's looking like it's weakening a little bit now, so might get a little bit more push up on the euro with this weakness that we got coming through on the pound. But yeah, euro pound, I'm short on that at the minute. It's having a nice little push, but I'd be looking for reversal points. 100% ADR is at 50 retracement on the move, so potentially that is what I would be looking for. Can there be any help from your side to win the prop firm challenge for Apex or Elite, or just follow you the live stream and place trades? You can do. I'd be wary about following my lead because I'm 30 to 60 seconds behind the market. Well, you will be. I'm on the market, but obviously you'll be 30 to 60 seconds behind because there's a delay. And it's also against terms of service. So in effect, you're letting somebody else trade for you, aren't you? Which is against the rules. But do what you like. I can't trade for you, no. No one can trade for you, unfortunately. Prop firms don't allow that. Quite rightly. If that was the case, you just get somebody to trade for you and, yeah. But it doesn't work that way. But you can see what I do. My trading is very, very simple. It's price action and market structure. Price action at support and resistance levels with market structure to back it up. So I'm looking for market structure. Yeah, market structure is short. I'm looking for price action out of support and resistance areas. That's it. Very simple. On short time frames. And looking for 5-minute opening range breaks as well. Which seem to be pretty good on the 1-minute chart. Usually, but you've got to get in and out fast. And at the moment, it's we're seeing very, very choppy opens, so it's difficult. Okay, we've got 1 minute to the open. Price is pushing down at the open. We're open. Market's open. Ring the bell. Putin is still talking. So I'm just going to drop down to 1 minute and just watch the open. Bearish price action on the DAX at the moment as well. Decent downside wicks at the minute. Looking bullish. Okay, looks like we're going short. Nasdaq wants to go short. Going short one. Let's try one out the open and see if we get it. I've got bracket orders on as well at the moment, just to control risk. A little bit more. At the open, that is. Out of that one. Very slow open so far, isn't it? Very, very tight range. Okay, so that's the 5-minute opening range so far. This is still the last 5-minute candle though. We're pushing up on the DAX. All indices look like they're pushing up at the minute. Dow's going very strong. S&P's going very strong. Okay, going one long on the NAS. And one more. Okay, so that's the 5-minute open. New York session is better to scalp due to volume. Yeah, much. You get a lot. The if you're going to scalp the open, you want to scalp the Frankfurt Open on the DAX and New York Open for any of these three. Doesn't matter which you choose; they're all the same. All do the same thing. So yeah, but you get a lot more volume obviously at New York Open because you've got a lot more participants. You've got London, Frankfurt, and New York all participating in the Open, whereas in Frankfurt Open, you've only got Frankfurt. London Open's sort of half an hour later. So, yeah, this is the highest volume part of the day. Looking to add one more on the break of these highs. Just move that up slightly. And then if we do break these highs, looking for a retest of the high of the day. And obviously potentially a wick test of 3 days ago, which is up there, which is that area there. Three long. Got some sellers stepped in here. So we'll see if we can break that level and hold it. Just reducing risk on this a little bit. Struggling a little bit here. Seller stepping in. Trying to give myself a nice wide berth. I've got a much bigger loss limit on this account at the moment. Got 5k to play with, so I don't mind using a little bit more risk, wider stops. Try and give the trades a little bit more breathing room. Don't want to give them too much though, obviously. Good strong open on the Dow and the S&P. NAS isn't quite as strong. Obviously I'm looking at a 1 minute chart here rather than fives over there. Yeah, get stopped out on that one. It's going to pull back. Might be lucky. Starting to feel I should have gone with my original plan. We will see. Let's have a quick look at what we're doing on the 5 minute now. Yeah, we haven't had the break. So we haven't broken the 5-minute opening range yet on the Nasdaq. So if we do get this 5-minute break, this looks like the right plan. Close to a stop out on that one. Okay, it looks like the press conference might be over with Russia. Oh no, he's still talking. They're just putting adverts up over the top of him. That's not very respectful, is it? They're in the middle of a press conference and they stuck an advert on top. Oh no, it is over. No, that is over. Right. Okay. Right, well that was that. Doesn't seem like the market's done a lot off the back of that. They weren't interested in it. ATM strategy. ATM is just a stop loss strategy. So just the bracket orders basically. So you can set up different bracket orders, 10-point stop. So if I set that up and edit that, yeah, I can have get in with one contract, put a stop loss, 40 away. I'm just seeing if I get stopped out on that. TP there. You can also have a trailing stop strategy on it as well, so you can get it to auto trail, auto break even. So it's just basically a strategy. So I'm saying every time I hit this button, I want you to stick a stop 40 ticks away, which is 30 points, or 10 points in this case. And I want you to stick 120 tick profit in. Just to protect the risk, basically. Set it as wide or as small as you like, but the contract size obviously is always the same. Again, it looks like we're getting another choppy open. I might try and go for one more. Whoops, down here. Just to see if we can get that pop. Dow's popping nicely. S&P's popping nicely. See if we can get it to hold above these highs. So this candle here, if we get a bull candle here, this will be the 5-minute opening range break. Struggling though. So the reason I turn this off, so that's the strategy running at the moment. You see it obviously piles all my contracts together. If I want to get out of a single, so if I want to scale out of these 4 contracts now, if I want to scale out of them, I need to set that to none, and then I can sell individual contracts off and start to scale out of the position. Or I can trail the whole lot by obviously just adjusting my stops. Looks like we're getting whipsawed again here. Very hard to trade these opens at the minute. Looking heavy. Wow. I think I might take the rest of this week off. This is just not tradable. Nothing is tradable at the moment. It's just nothing moving. What have I got? Bang, 350. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give this room to breathe until this has decided to make a direction. This is going to be about $700 loss down here. It's either going to double bottom or we're going to get the reversal. So it's going to give it some room. I want to see this pull back and retest. So that's going to be a big retest, that is, if it does that. But at the moment, this NAS is not going anywhere. It's just literally going to... This is exactly the same as what happened yesterday at the Open. We just literally did this, didn't we, for 20 minutes. And everybody was just getting slaughtered. So I'm not going to get slaughtered today. I'm just going to take one trade. And it's either going to work or it's not. I'm not going to muck about chopping around in there. I've got $400 odd in the bank at the moment, and I'm willing to use that to give this a test to go long this afternoon. I've got my Dow hedge on short. That's going to make me 5%. So if this comes down, my Dow trade is going to work out. So I don't really care. Or DAX rather. So retest of the lows. So that low there is where we tested at the Open. We just retested it again. I'm just putting another entry just above that wick. So we're either going to retest that wick and drop or potentially break. So I'll get into one more. Terrible Open. Got that for a tight range. So this is where I was looking for the sellers to come in today. But really want to get up there and test that level, really, before we drop. Otherwise, there's every potential we're just going to do this and then come up there and test that and then drop. I don't really want to short it out of here, but it's looking like it wants to. Okay, 5 long. See if this double bottom works. Okay, 2 minutes left on this candle. See if we can get a nice bullish engulfing here. Starting to reject in this area on S&P and the Dow. Any further progress in the scalper EA completion? Not really. Not yet. That's not strictly true. I have been working on it, but I'm still working on what automation to put into it, really. It's ready to go. Buttons are all working. It's ready to go from that perspective. It's the automated trading, which I'm still trying to work out the best ways to use it, really. But I don't really use automated trading. Not for scalping, really, but I might release a light version of it, basically, and then develop it from there. Okay, we didn't quite get the bullish engulfing, but we've got a bullish double bottom formed, so potentially we've got double bottom bounce forming. See if we can hold that double bottom. Do or die. Wow. Good moves on on the US dollar. Good strong move out the gates. That won't bode well for indices. I know if I get out of this, it's going to go. I'm scanning out one. Just reducing risk a little bit on this. Oh, can't change that, can I? DAX is totally sideways as well. Literally gone nowhere. Just hovering around break-even point. Okay. Starting to move. Two minutes left. Just reducing my risk on the DAX in case it goes. If this is going to go, the DAX will go probably with it as well. So I don't want to get in too deep on the DAX. Come on. Jesus. Closing it. Oh, it's not going anywhere. I can't be bothered to sit here and watch this. We haven't broken out the 5-minute opening range yet. We're just chopping. Same as we were before yesterday. We're chopping. There's no movement at the open at the minute on these. So just going to hold it and wait for a range break. Until we get a break, there's no directional bias on this. Likelihood is we are going to probably go long. Looks like it on the Nasdaq. S&P and the Dow look completely opposite. Total confusion. There's just no directional bias anywhere. In futures, you can't hedge. No, Rahat, you can't hedge in futures. You need to pick a direction. You can stop them. You can do what's called a stop and reverse. So you can set up an ATM strategy to stop and reverse. So you can basically do a stop and reverse at target and a stop and reverse at stop. So basically, if you put, like I have my stop loss down there, if my stop gets taken out, it will immediately reverse my entire position short. And vice versa. So it's an always in the market type strategy, which some people use. I personally don't like it because in conditions like this, you will just get stopped and reversed over and over again, and you'll just end up losing a fortune. Just doesn't work. Some people use it, but untradeable chop. I kind of want to go with some full size contracts and just get in short at the highs and long at the lows at the minute. Feels like it wants to roll over. It really does. It feels like my DAX positioning is right and we want to roll over. These feel heavy, the other indices. This one doesn't. It's kind of divergence at the minute. If you look at what we've got, the S&P and the Dow, got bearish divergence. Feels as if it wants to go down, and it should do after having such a strong push. But I just really kind of want to see these wicks getting tested on the daily. 617. There we go, starting to go. But again, we've not. This is where we should be shorting it. Look. Okay, 3 minutes left on this candle. It's looking dangerously like it might want to break the 5-minute opening range. Or not. Oh my word. It's a bit tight. Going short. I'm going to try and scalp this range. I don't think it's going anywhere. It's starting to tick down. Look. Short one more. The Dow's broken the recent lows. I might just go for 10 points at a time. Let's do it. 10 points in the bag. I really can't see any way of getting any more than that out of the market today. This is exactly what we had previous couple of days. We are just sitting there. Best play at the moment is just try and grab 10 pips at a time, 10 points at a time, and just grab them and run. You can't even get price action. You kind of just want to trade 1 minute. Let's go 1 minute. You know what? Let's go big boys. Let's trade full-size contracts and scalp. 10 points. That's all I'm after. Morning, Hamza. Afternoon, even, for us. So I'm just dropping 1 minute charts, basically. I'm just going to try and trade small 10-point moves. And just see if I can get some money in the bank with just very, very quick scalps on price action on the minute chart. A 1,000 tick chart might move. Yeah, that will definitely move. I can't trade 1,000 tick charts. Too choppy. Okay, so we're looking like long potentially at the bottoms here, but Naz is looking like he wants to double top. So short one. Closing that. That's the difference between full-size contracts and micros. Yeah, I just lost $300 in 7 points. Big difference. Okay, we're starting to reverse on the S&P and the Dow. Potentially. We've got 1 minute left on these candles yet, though. Definitely looking more wicky to the downside. And supportive. Obviously, the inverse at the moment. Totally non-directional. Short one. Short one more. God, you can't even get 10 points out of it, look. Flat. Oh, impossible thing. Impossible to trade today. You can't trade it with micros because you can't make enough money. You can't trade it with full contracts because it's just chopping you to bits. Just can't do anything with it. Maybe we need to go in for 5 points today. In and out for 5 points. Oh my God. I kind of want to long it down here, but I can't pick a directional bias on this thing at all at the minute. It's just literally one up, one down. If you have a down candle, you kind of want to buy it. If you have an up candle, you kind of want to sell it. It's like Christmas trees, like ups, down, up, down, up, down. It's just nothing, no direction. Couple of long wicks to the downside. Let's long it. Wait for this candle to close. That's 3 down candles in a row. It's got to go up, isn't it? This thing's unbelievable today. Now we're shorting. My God. Hamza, just saw your indicator today and will support you by getting the EA. Cool. Yeah, if you like it, get it. If you get the EA, you won't need the indicator, obviously, because the EA draws the indicator as well, so you can use that in alert mode if you wanted to. Okay, longer one down here. $6 points. Still got really nice long wicks down on these guys down here at the minute. It looks like it wants to go long. Long one. Closing that. God. Long again. Just pick a direction already. Okay, long one more. My God. This thing's unbelievably impossible. What's the volume like? $2,000. Oh my God. I wonder we're not moving. Literally, I'm looking for 2 green candles in a row. That's all I want. 2 or 3 green candles in a row. It's not too much to ask, is it? In the largest futures contract in the world for you to move a couple of green candles. My God. Closing it. I don't think I can trade this afternoon. It's just going to drive me nuts. It's not moving. So we're still within 5-minute range. Where's my 5-minute? Oh, well, that's because I drew it on MNQ. Yeah, so we haven't broken the 5-minute range yet. So literally for 5 minutes we've been chopping. We haven't gone anywhere. This is just ludicrous. We've got no volume. We got 31,000 contracts at the open. We're down to 15,000 contracts within 20 minutes. It's just dead. My DAX is nowhere. Again, we're sitting within opening range. Can't do anything with it. Only thing moving was the US dollar, and that's just fading the entire move. So I think I might stay on. What do I do today? Kind of want to make some money. I want to get $500 in the bank, get a good start off of the on the new account, but I've never seen the NAS trailing quite as bad as this before. I think it will consolidate the rest of the day, especially after the afternoon time. Well, it's not going to consolidate this much. We've got to get some movement. This isn't a consolidation. This is a sleep. Schultz says NATO Eastern expansion is not on the agenda currently. Okay, right. So, looks like Ukraine full NATO membership is officially off the table. I assume this is the market trying to digest this information and figure out what the hell to do now. Now that we are not going to have a war. Tempted to sell one mid-range, but we're only going to get down to there if we're lucky. Yeah, hopefully this isn't a ruse and they're going to just turn around and go, actually, yeah, no, we are invading. Just draw the 5 minute in on the NAS as well as the micros. Okay, selling one. 8 points. That's all I'm after today. 5 points, 8 points, 10 points. Don't go for anything else because the candle's just going to basically go straight back up. As soon as I see any movement on anything, jump on it. Awful. Okay, double bottom coming up. Triple bottom. Oh, is that a quadruple bottom? Can't remember. Yeah, it's a quad. Very high probability long coming up. 450. Down here somewhere. It's not even going to get there and give it to me, is it? If we can get down to 450.50. We didn't look. We missed it. Literally, we missed it by half a point. If the Ukraine is not in NATO for now, it means no war. That's a welcome trade-off. Yeah, don't want a war. Nobody wants a war. Apart from maybe if you manufacture jets or something or guns, then yeah. It didn't even give me the bottom bounce. Look. It's going without me. Thousand tick chart doesn't look any different to the minute chart at the minute. Just shows you how slow this is. It's taken a minute to do 1,000 ticks. It's just not. It's not moving. God, that was a lovely long. I was gonna get that off the bottom. Didn't give it to me. It's really annoying. S&P is attempting to break its last 5 minute high. Doesn't look like it's got the legs. 44.50. Just know this is going to go in a minute. And you kind of want to be on it when it does. The market structure on the Dow is short. So we've broken the lows. We're looking for a pullback drop. S&P, we haven't got any clear market structure yet. Nasdaq, no clear market structure. Short one. I'll take 5. Didn't even get 5. I think I got 3 out of that. That'll do. Heard your comment about low volume after sending the 1000 tick. Yeah. It's just not moving, not going anywhere. We're trading 800 contracts a minute here at the minute. Somewhere between 800 and 1500. Yeah, we've got 2,000, somewhere between 800 and 2,000 contracts a minute. It's just not, there's nobody. Where is everybody? What are they doing? All asleep. Okay, DAX is coming down fairly convincingly. Looks like we've got a short sell push coming on. DAX is going hard, going short one. This is a bit of a risky one. Getting in a little bit late on this short. This could hurt. Yeah. Just chop again. Look, one false move, you're out. 15 points short. That's wiped the whole lot. Might as well hold it for the the full move. Just chop. What is gold trying to do? Have us hanging forever. Everything's hanging forever at the minute. Nothing's going to be moving today again. Or we're just going to sit here and we're going to accumulate and then we're going to have the mother of all moves. Just trying to pick a direction, basically. So when the mother of all moves starts, I'm going to make a lot of money, but can't pick it today, literally. Doesn't matter which button you press, the market will just take it away from you every time you press a button. Just chop. That was a beautiful short on the DAX. Yeah, literally within 1 minute we went boom. And now 1 minute later, we completely reversed the move. Less than a minute. It's just untradeable rubbish today. Gold. Didn't quite get down there. So basically, we've obviously got 175 ADR move to the downside off gold. Obviously, gold was stimulated by rumours of war. Now rumours of war are over. Gold is going to devalue, but it's on the up basically. Gold. So I'd buy the dips. Didn't quite get down to that wick. So anywhere down there, I'd look for buys. So look for bounces off the 24, basically. It's ever so slightly bias long at the moment, but not, it's not moving fast enough to actually do a lot with at the minute. Scaling into long positions on it. I would. Okay, so approaching the 5-minute highs. Going to start looking for short opportunities up here. It's got to break out of this range at some point, but until it does, I'm going to assume we're not going anywhere today. Okay, up at the 5-minute highs. Again. Short one. Really tight stop now. I just moved down to a 10-point stop. Doesn't even want to give me another contract. I've seen snails move faster than this. I'm going to have one more go at this and then I think I'm going to call it a day. There's no point in chasing this today. It's too boring. Too short. My God. No, I'm out. This is just a chop fest. DAX just testing the highs. Yeah, I've stopped out on DAX. I've get out of everything. I've given up for the week. This week's just unbearable. You can't trade this. You'd be better off literally going to the casino and sticking your entire mortgage on black or red. You've got just as much chance of making money in the market this week. It's just total shambles. In fact, it would be more fun going down to casino. There's chop on every time, literally every time frame you look at. if you enter a long-term trade or a short-term trade, it really doesn't matter at the moment. You are just getting chopped. I was going to take 10. I'll take 10. One off at 10. One off at 10. Closing the other. You know, it's just like $130 in the bank, $130 minus, $130 in the bank. You just can't get into anything long enough to run it. Just going to end up paying the broker. So far, I've spent $117 in commission. I've made $129. I'd earn more working for McDonald's. Try one more short. Might get some momentum here. Got fairly decent push. We need to break there. Nah, I'm leaving it. Not trading this. So DAX basically is stuck as well. Still not got out the 5-minute opening range. We're just testing at the minute. I've been stopped out on my positions. I don't know what I lost on that. Not a lot. Uh, 0.05% down, and I've got 0.19 running short, so nothing's moving. It's just no point. Might as well just go and do something else this afternoon. Go and paint the walls. It's much more fun watching the paint dry on your walls than trying to trade this market. So give up. Nothing else obviously is lit up on any RSIs. ADR, pound Swiss has hit. That's come off of ADR low. Perfect. So you just had a reversal alert. There's a couple of pips in the good, but look at the reversal alerts here. Look how close they are together. This is sideways movement. The whole thing is sideways movement. It's just you know, if you try and enter a long position, it's going to move up a little bit and then come and stop you out. If you try and enter a short position, it's going to move a little bit, come up and stop you out. We're just getting ridiculously strong moves, which look like they're scalpable. But if you look at the size of the wicks on the candles on these moves, you would just get, like you've just seen me trying to trade, you just get wicked out constantly. Even if you're trying to trade this short term, the amount of movement going on in each candle is just utter chop. So I think the only thing I can really do this afternoon is switch back down to micros and basically try and play this opening 5-minute range break. So like how long we got left? We've got 1 minute left on this candle. Let's just see what this candle does. It's not even going to break, is it? Wasn't it better if we could wait for the close of the 5-minute high or low? Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I'm trying to do, Rahat. But we haven't broken the 5-minute high or low. It's now 20 to 4. We've been here for an hour. We haven't broken the high or the low in an hour. The high or low of the 5 minute will usually break somewhere in the first 15 to 20 minutes. We're sitting here an hour later. We haven't even gone here. Right, so this is the play today. Oh, I got in too early. Look. Stop under the low. Shoot for the moon. Up there. I'm going to add one more. Buy stop if we can break these wicks. And just go basically for that wick test. So that's the wick test on the daily, which is there. Yeah. So this down move here, we put this propulsion candle in. So that grey box obviously is the wick test between there and there. So this is my original play from an hour ago, was to trade up for that wick test and then put a downward move in. The market is not interested in doing anything, so I'm just going to assume we're going to do that and have a go at that. I just can't be bothered to sit here and watch this anymore. I'll be sitting here for another hour. You'll all be asleep. It's just not doing anything, is it? And I can't trade the 1 minute chart because the wicks are too long. You're just getting wicked out all the time. You might get lucky and get a if you can grab sort of like 2 or 3 10-point moves on the trot, you'll bag $600 and walk away with it. That's about all you can manage today if you can bag 3 trades on the trot. There we go. We've got the move starting now. Just getting stopped out on the DAX. My final position on the DAX just get about to get taken out. I'm going to cancel these pendings. So just basically going on those highs. But I almost guarantee we will take those highs and then come and sit here and do nothing. It's just, I can't do it. I can't watch it. It's painful. Too painful. But we'll see if that plays out. So that's my play of the day. Long it up to there. If we get up to there, I'm going out in about an hour and a quarter. If we can get up to there within the next hour and a half, I will short it up there. Because by the time we get up there, we'll have put in that size of candle. Yeah. And that'll be the end of the day. So we should then get at least a wick pullback of some description. So if we can get up there, I'll be happy to play it short out of there and assume that we are going to close on a green candle, but have a bit of a wick at the highs. Best case scenario, I'll short it up here, and we paint one of these crazy moves that we've seen coming out of New York every few days. You just can't trade it at the minute. It's just so unpredictable. Everything is so unpredictable. The fact that the market has crashed has thrown everybody. The fact that we've just had the verge of a war starting has thrown everybody. The market is in utter turmoil, hasn't got a clue what the hell it's doing, and the only people making money are the algorithms. It's nuts. So that's my play for the day. What's that sitting on now? 80. What's my net? Yeah, I mean, I'm break even basically. I'm net break even with 16 points to the good, so I need to let it run. And I'm going to let that low stay intact. So that is either going to be lower the session. We're going to chop, or we're going to come down and we're going to re-challenge lower the day at some point. Just don't know what's going to happen today. So that's my play, and I'm sticking to it. We'll see how we get on. Got too long. I'm not going to bother piling into it either. Normally I'd add to a position like that. If we get a candle close like that, I'd normally add to it. But chances are I'm going to add to it. And we're going to put a bearish engulfing in. So I'll let that one run. So yeah, sorry about that this afternoon. A bit rubbish, isn't it? I'd rather just sit on the 30% off bank this month and take the rest of the month off, to be honest, at the moment. Until this market actually sorts its life out, it's just an utter nightmare. So higher time frames, really. Entries. So again, H4. H4 RSIs are really the best plays you can do at the minute. Because anything that we get that manages to get to an H4 RSI extension is highly likely to get a bounce. Because if we are going to be range bound or in shallow ranges, the algorithms are going to be playing loads of pullbacks. So anything that you do manage to get extended, get in. But like you say, we haven't seen anything extended this week, have we? We didn't see anything extended from sort of Thursday last week. Same as on the fours. So unfortunately, mean reversion with RSI is not as effective when the market doesn't move. Now, mind you, neither is trend trading. Scalping is the only thing that works, and at the moment with those wicks, you're just going to get killed. So be careful out there, kids. Not much fun. I'm tempted just to try and take the high. I've got no faith. I think that's about as high as we're going to get. I'm pretty sure if we do get there, we're going to get a reaction, aren't we? I'm not even sure what that is. Where are we? We're 16 points, so that's another that's 32-point move, which is going to make me about $200 and something. You know what? I think I might go for that. That's all I'm going to go for today. I have no faith. And if we do push higher, then I'll watch that for a short later. That's really all I can do. Right, I'm going to call it a day there. So news-wise, be aware of what we've got coming up. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m, nice and early, we've got CPI. That's for Frankfurt Open, basically. So you're going to get CPI movement and the Frankfurt Open happening at the same time. Sorry, that's the DAX Open, not the Frankfurt Open. So the DAX opens at 7 a.m, Frankfurt Open at 8 a.m. So yeah, we're going to get some, hopefully some nice movement on the pound tomorrow. CPI 1:30 tomorrow afternoon, along with core retail for the US, and then all that ahead of FOMC tomorrow evening. No idea what's going to happen tomorrow evening. I'm flat, and I'm staying flat, I think, for the week. Until we get some movement and we get some RSI extensions, I don't really want to get involved in things. I don't want to take things just because RSI is extended at the moment. I want to see some decent movement. The fact that we're not getting any movement on hourly kind of says it all, doesn't it, at the minute? We are flat as a pancake, and unfortunately there's not an awful lot you can do. So Euro Pound is the closest thing you've got to an extension at the minute. So watch this for a short opportunity up at the 84.128 level, possibly even start to get in at ADR. So that really, I think, is going to be your only play today, Euro Pound short, if we can push up there. Apart from that, you haven't got anything else getting extended at the moment. So it's going to take some serious movement in New York to get anywhere. Aussie dollar CAD can consider selling at the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, Aussies are short. We've had a reversal alert. We retested there. We're just retesting the retest, if you like, at the moment. So, yeah, that's pretty good. We've got crude inventories tomorrow afternoon, which will help the CAD because they're expected to go up, which will help the CAD up, which will help Aussie CAD down. So, yeah, that's a good-looking short potential, but do you want to be taking shorts with RSI stuck in the middle of the range at the minute? It's just no strength. There's no strength of movement. ADR reversals are probably your best bet. Scalping ADR reversals at the minute. But, I mean, even they're like fairly light on the ground, and they're all euros. There you go. Euro Swiss, Euro CAD. Both good shorts. Both of those are good shorts. EuroCAD and Euro Swiss. I'll take one of those. Best bets this afternoon. M5 entries. Especially the Euro Swiss. Euro Swiss is probably the one that's going to move the hardest and the fastest. But again, you've got such strong movement. Reversal is like a quarter of an ADR away. It's just it's so hard to get in at the minute. Nice takeout of the London highs. So any kind of bear, what I would wait for, rather than waiting for a reversal on these sorts of things this afternoon, wait for bearish engulfing. Just get a bearish engulfing candle or a shooting star, or a 3-bar reversal. If you see a 3-bar reversal, just take that kind of candlestick pattern, because everything's moving so fast. I say fast, it's not moving fast, is it? It's just we've had a decent push, but that's really your best bet, I think, this afternoon. Price action. Nothing else is really giving any opportunities. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, though. See where we get to. If I can get that trade paid off, I'll be in profit for that. I mean, I'm sitting at $140 profit now, but I'd rather just get a decent start in the bank. I've got a 9k target to hit, and 2 weeks to do it. So I'm not in any massive rush, but I'd rather trade under favourable conditions, and this is not favourable. I'm watching lots of Discord chat going on in some futures channels at the moment. Lots of swearing memes coming up, which is very funny. I shouldn't laugh. It's people losing money, but yeah. Anyway, right, I'll leave it there. Back tomorrow morning, 8:30. Be aware of that, 7:30. Make sure you're up early enough if you've got any pounds trades on. Good luck finding some opportunities this afternoon. If you do, excellent. Otherwise, as I say, I'd just sit on your hands at the minute if you can, because at the moment this market is in a bit of a shocker. So just wait for some decent movement to kick in, and then hopefully we'll get some decent price action towards the end of the week. But again, same thing we had before. It's just a horrible 100% reversal. You can't trade these things. You can't trade the square reversals like this. They're just rubbish. No price action. No directional bias. Meh. Right. Have a good one, guys. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:30. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some more price action kicking in tomorrow, and get some setups starting now that we know, hopefully, Russia is not going to invade Ukraine. So, all right, guys, have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow.